Hello? Hello? Welcome everybody. Please could you give me a short feedback if you can see and hear me? Not that I have the wrong microphone. Sometimes this happens, but life is life, as I say, yeah. Okay, so let's wait 1 second, then we continue. Hello Sandra, nice to meet you. Good morning. Yeah, well, I am in Germany right now and it's afternoon time here. We have 3 p.m. Where are you from, Sandra? Hi, Paris. Be always nice to know where you're from, where you're based. Are you based in the United States or somewhere probably in Europe or Asia? Anyway, then let's get started. Welcome to Order Flow with me. My name is Robert Rother. I started trading at the age of 13, and with the age of 17, I started or co-founded my first investment company in Germany with two partners. They actually educated me of how to trade, what is private equity, what are hedge funds. So they gave me the ground structure, like we say, the tools and the mindset, how to operate an investment business. I sold my shares in that company a couple years later, and in 2004 I moved to China, where I established my second investment company with a Chinese partner together. I managed over 100 million US dollars. One of my best trading days was also 2008 during the financial crisis, the subprime crisis. I made $800,000 with trading currencies during that time. Actually, it was in one day. It was kind of amazing. But if you know a little bit of China, you know, if you're very successful. In my investment company, I had 30 people below me, and yeah, we had a very good niche business. I was translating Chinese stock market information to English at that time. It was very successful. But if you're really successful, the Chinese government decided to detain me in May 2011, and they charged me for outsmarting the Chinese financial system and for building an underground bank. And yeah, the result was that I spent innocently 8 years or 7 years and 7 months in a Chinese prison. I was released in December 2018, and of course I am back into trading. In the first year after my prison time, I wrote a best-selling book in Germany. It's called The Dragon Years. Unfortunately, it's not yet translated to English. I hope this will be translated one day. Currently, I have a trading community for German speaking clients and traders, but I will expand this to English. So if you like to join my community, you can drop me a message on YouTube or here on the Discord channel. I will also give you my link later for my English newsletter. Also, I'm planning to do a community event in New York City. So if you're interested to join, to meet me in person, and yeah, also some people from Bookmap, we talked about this. Let's get together to have a great meeting in New York City. Well, some information about me. My name is Robert Rother. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and all the common social media. First of all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative for future results. I received a letter from or an email from Bruce from Bookmap, and he said that Bookmap has very new features coming up For example, a trading journal and trading statistics, they will be included for free in Bookmap. I think that's an amazing new tool for people to identify, to learn more about themselves, about their trading style, and of course statistics. For example, I know for myself there are special times during the day where I should not trade. I cannot tell you why, but most of my losses are during a special period of time, and statistics help me to simply solve this problem and do not trade at that time. It's sometimes really crazy what information you get. And trading competitions will probably start with Bookmap. I think that's a great way to learn trading without substantial risk. Yes, Sandra, I will, if you are on Bookmap, I will send there here, a link for my English speaking newsletter. I also share it on Twitter. Let me check 1 second. I think I cannot post links here in YouTube. So I'll probably just go on my X account. You can look here on X, Robert Rother, English Trader newsletter. You can click on it and register. I will also put it here into Discord for people who are interested. USA, okay, all from the States. That's good. I mean, let's dive into the markets. We had financial news this morning, or yeah, well, afternoon, our time. If you look at the calendar, I like the website Trading Economics. It's simple. We say no BS on that website. I get the information that I need. So today there were Thursday at 2:30 p.m. our time, CET, core price index, personal income, and personal spending. Personal spending only 0.2%, personal income increased a lot, core price index raised a little bit. I have to tell you, I'm not an expert in these numbers, and I really cannot give you an idea if this is now good or bad for the future of the economy. That's not my business. My business is simply to know that we have these data at this time, and I'm looking if there are surprises or not. So and if we check this on the S&P 500, I like to trade sometimes these news. I can also show you in a second how am I going to do that. Now we clear all drawings. So I like these pictures, just before the news release, we can see the liquidity in Bookmap is basically disappearing. But on the other hand, we could see that we have a major liquidity at 5,060 and below at 5,045. On the other hand, we have this huge liquidity wall around 5,100. So if we have surprises in the news, basically I simply like to put a sell limit order into the liquidity. Sometimes the market just makes the jumps, absorbs the liquidity, and will go back to sender. I call it back to the breakout price. The same thing on the level below. If the news are not good, the market will crash shortly. Will empty the order book, fill in my order, and the market returns back to sender. These are risky trades. You should not do that with a prop trading account, because sometimes the market can become very volatile and you have huge slippage of a couple points, or even the market runs very fast against you, but then basically it will turn back to the entry price, and then I can catch like 20 points, 80 ticks or more sometimes in a very short time. We can also compare this news on other markets, for example, the euro US dollar. You can also trade this market. We can see every time when the news are coming, the order book is empty. I mean, I love this tool. I like to see this here in Bookmap. It's so obvious to see, okay, liquidity is gone, so what's going to happen? And these are the times when you really must be careful, because simply the slippage between bid and ask price can be extreme, and the market can simply jump many levels without gaining any trade. Yeah, so it's always huge volatility, and can sometimes really crash accounts. If the news are really that bad or that good, you can make a fortune or, well, lose a fortune. I have a story about that. I think it was 2nd or 3rd January 2001. Alan Greenspan was still the chairman, and somehow it was the first or second trading day of the year, and he unexpectedly cut the interest rates, and that made the S&P jump like 50 points into my direction, and I made like 25 grand in a couple of seconds. And, well, it was at the beginning of my trading career. I was shocked. I mean, I was also totally overwhelmed because of that profit. It was amazing. But on the other side, could also go against you, and you will crash your account and get your margin call. In Virginia, hey, nice. Well, last year I went to US, to Miami, Savannah, Smoky Mountains, this area, Knoxville, Atlanta, and yeah, this year I will go again, probably to Las Vegas and New York City, of course. Would be great to meet some of you. I'm very flexible what my travel journeys are, but I like to get to people know personally. I also do that with my German speaking community. I offer them free phone calls. There are no attachments, and in 15 minutes we can discuss your trading problems, and I try to find a solution for you. Sometimes it's just very simple, yeah, to get to the bottom of the things. Well, I'm doing this now for 30 years. I educated many traders who managed my own fund money, so I have to be very careful of what they're doing. So now as NASDAQ, does anyone or has everyone from you the trading settings configured on the Trader Map Pro? Yeah. It's a very great tool. I will show it to get a clear picture of the NASDAQ chart, because you see all these bracket orders, these algos that are actually destroying the liquidity view on the NASDAQ. It's very annoying. So this is why we have this add-on Liquidity Tracker Pro. Yeah, I turn it on. Not Liquidity Tracker, sorry, it's Trader Map Pro here. And then I create different algos. For example, I will just create a new one now for NQ. We select the market NQ, and I just call it 111. Name doesn't matter. Add. Now we can add certain filters. I add 2 filters for myself. That is the order change filter, and show only the orders that were not changed by price. And another algo that I put on top of it is not here. Add filter, order duration filter. Only orders that are longer than, let's say, 10 seconds in the market I want to see, because I don't like to have this brackets here. They destroy the view. And then you can see when we start this that you will get a new chart window. It's called 111. Yeah. Now look at this picture. That's very annoying for me. And in a few seconds we should be able to get a clear view on the NASDAQ. So if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to ask me either on Discord or here on YouTube. And now you can see, okay, still. Yeah, we can see we are filtering out to get a better picture. We click here, let's say on 5 minutes to compare to the other one. Well, we see these brackets here, they are disappearing. Well, the market opens at in 15 minutes, then we have a better picture. But here, like this liquidity levels at 18,050, 52 are clear, 18,040. And bottom line 1800 or 18,000, yeah. So let's have a look at the bigger picture, the ES. Actually, which markets do you trade? Do you prefer any markets that you want to have a look at? I personally trade ES, CL, the Euro US dollar. Important for me is just to check the regular trading hours. Yeah, I like to use the volume profile, anchored VWAP. That's an amazing tool, and we have it now for Bookmap as well. It's yeah, my favorite trading thing. And for now, we can see that we still have this on the regular trading hours. Is yeah, huge gap. From 50, 52 down to yeah 5,000 for 99.8. If we really get, I mean, we don't have any volume here, so if the market breaks down through this level of 5,053, we can see, or we can expect a rapid movement to make a gap close. Gap close is always one of the very secure trading strategies, as we can see here. Gap up at the all-time high. The first thing the market did was closing the gap, and actually at the gap close, if you see in conjunction with Bookmap liquidity, you basically can trade a very nice reversal trade at that area. And then of course the next target would be the anchored VWAP. Also here, yesterday we opened gap down and the market closed the gap, and really basically it's on the point. You can get great trading opportunities by just focusing on gaps. Now we still have this huge gap. Today, because economic data were quite good, so to say, the market is gap up, and we can watch this at the session. Extended trading hours. I always like to draw these sort of support and resistance zones. Yeah, they are like high areas, highs, lows, high volume nodes, low volume nodes, point of control. And if I see a level like this, and also the anchored VWAP will come close to this level, these are very great support and resistance zones, which I double check on Bookmap. In Bookmap I place my orders, for I know if the market goes into this area, it's worth for me to watch out to have a trade. Today, like during news time, you have to be careful now. Yeah, we will trade with a gap up, open with a gap up in a couple of minutes, and then we see what's going on. We could see that in Bookmap the ES has a huge liquidity at around 5,100, 5,101. If we grab this liquidity at the beginning, maybe up to 105, we can check this here in 51505. I will put the lines to the liquidity zones. So this area here above here, this high, in combination with the liquidity at 105, 107, would point for me a nice short opportunity. I assume the market will have during the first 15 minutes of the opening run to this liquidity zone, grasp the liquidity or absorb the liquidity, and then we have a pullback basically to the anchored VWAP or the session VWAP, which will start at 9:30 or 3:30 p.m. Central European time to catch a trade. On the other side, I definitely looking out for a gap close. If we have this 15 points, if we have the gap close, definitely looking for a long entrance. This is a strategy that I have for myself for the first half of the day. Then I definitely consider the initial balance. The initial balance has many definitions. My definition is quite simple. What is the high of the first 30 trading minutes of the day and what is the low? So these two zones I will point into Bookmap, and then I know, okay, if we have a huge initial balance, then probably most of the business is already done. Let's say the delta from the high minus low is 30 points, not ticks, points, or 120 ticks. We have a larger initial balance. If we have a small one, like only 10 points or 40 ticks, then we have a narrow range, and this means to me that we would have in the second half of the day, probably a trend. If we have a huge initial balance at the beginning, I'm looking more like to a sideways market. That means the high and the low. The highs I would short, the lows I would look for long opportunities. That's the definition for me. Now we are simply going to wait what the market will do for the opening. Like I said, to catch this liquidity up to 105 is interesting. And for everyone who's on YouTube, if you press the like button, I would appreciate it. It's always good for the Bookmap channel, and of course for me. And I don't know, any one of you trading cryptocurrencies, either through Bookmap on the on any crypto exchange or the crypto futures, we really almost hit the all-time highs. We are not far away from it, and if we watch on the liquidity, we can see 64k, 65k, 69, 70k. I think it's only a matter of a few days till we hit new all-time highs in the crypto market, especially Bitcoin. Thanks for sharing about strategy. I was hoping to learn why we have the big red zone at the top and the bottom. You mean in the ES, this zone, this red zone, this means liquidity. If we look here, if we move a little bit into this market at 5,100, and each tick we have 200, 300, 200, 200 plus 300 contracts. These are sell limit orders that are in the market. Why they are exactly at that point, I really, we don't know what the intention is of these traders. If we try to compare it to a chart, we look at 5,100. Do we have a special level here? These whole highs and lows, 5,100. It's not really a huge price action or chart pattern that we can see. We probably, if we want to understand it, we should look at the option prices, or simply someone just want to drop his future contracts. We really don't know why exactly it is. We don't know who placed this order. We cannot know that. We can only make assumptions and putting our guess out that somebody wants to either cover his long positions or cover his option trades, or want to hedge himself for his stock positions. Basically, you can take the future to secure your larger investments in S&P 500 stocks. So if the stock market is falling, but you don't want to sell your stocks because you have an interest in that company, you hedge yourself on the futures market. I'm not traded. Why is this always okay? I will do it again. We had the same problem yesterday. I started the screen and I was live, and now I go again live, and then it simply turns off. Now you should see me again. Same problem yesterday. I was sure I started it, and today I also started it, but somehow I didn't press anything in Discord, then it just turned off. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, now it's perfect. So I was wondering why nobody is watching, and yeah, same problem yesterday in the German stream. And then if you focus on the charts, you always forgot to watch all the other channels. But thanks for the reminder. So, Patricia, I hope I could answer your question a little bit. Like I said, we cannot know exactly what's going on here. But also, anyone who was trading last night or the closing, actually was it's night time, 10 p.m., we had the same orders in the market, but they didn't find any party to buy them, any other part. So now the orders are back in the game. So somebody really wants to sell future contracts. And we don't know if they cover their profits, if they hedge themselves, if they protect themselves against options. We don't know. Spelling mistake, Patricia, that's absolutely no problem. I apologize for my English. It's not my native tongue, but I have to say I dream in English, I write in English, I only watch English movies. Somehow after 15 years in China, you start to think in English. And I lived 1 year in Australia, in Sydney. I was young at that time, it was 2004. So if you understand the Australians, they told me you can understand everyone who speaks English. And that's true. But sometimes I was too lazy to work on my pronunciation. But basically most of the people can understand me. So now in 2 minutes the market is going to open. So let's see if we hit the liquidity zone at 101 and 105. Would be interesting to see. And same for Nasdaq, the 050, 18050 here. And now we can see the picture is clear with the Trader Map Pro add-on. Anyone trading crude oil, CL, I like to trade this one, especially with the anchored VWAP. Creating a lot of trades, scalping techniques. I like to develop new strategies, new ideas that I have and that we have in our community, and then I'm getting prop accounts, and I simply start to use these prop accounts to test my strategies before I use my personal account. So if you crash one account, it doesn't matter, only a few bucks are gone. and you know the strategy doesn't work. And then you start to use new strategies, new accounts, and you can get experience and see the weaknesses of trading strategies in a real environment without risking your own capital. And then when you're sure and you figured out the weakness and the strengths of different trading techniques, you can trade your own money if you want. I wish I had this environment like 25 years ago when I started trading, but there was nothing like these sort of prop trading firms. It was very different at that time. Now it's easy, open a prop account and you can start to experiment with trading and without losing a fortune. Okay, we hit 5,100. Now let's see what's going to happen here if we can absorb the liquidity. And for me, important, setting the VWAP at the opening. Can delete all these, create new line. Session starting at and the bands, first standard deviation. Now it's going to load the session VWAP. Okay, oh well, they took the liquidity out of the market. They pulled it out. Interesting. So then it was basically, I wouldn't say fake, I cannot say that, but so actually there was no transaction here. You see, you can see it very clearly. Liquidity was there, so they pulled it out here, and the market has now is free to go up to the 105. If you look at the chart, the next resistance zones is here exactly 107, 07, 010. This range, we have the highs from Monday and from last week, last Friday. I definitely resistance zones where we could expect a turnaround. So now what I definitely do is, we have the VWAP, we think if we can absorb this liquidity, then we could look for reversal signs, like a market sweep, which goes up, the market takes all the liquidity and then has an exhaustion and will not go further. Then I would put an anchored VWAP at that point and start to try and trade a retest to this VWAP. So we took the liquidity in one hit, no big deal. Oh, still more liquidity is coming. And we see more buyers coming into the market, Another view on the SPY, the ETF. Do we see any liquidity surprises? The SPY is the ETF on the S&P index, and sometimes we see huge liquidity differences between the futures market and the SPY. We have lots of liquidity on the upside here and the future doesn't have this. Probably the SPY will go further and the future will continue to rise also. So we compare this. Then on the right side, we have option data, the so-called 0 DTE options. These are the options that expire today. They have already huge trading volume, and we created an algo that tells us simply about the sort of volume profile for the option data, but this data only makes sense to use after 4 p.m. in around about 30 minutes. Then we can see if we have overreaction of the prices. Like we see here, these green levels are 3 price levels which we call as a fair value. If the price is inside this area, it's fair. If the price moves outside of this area and the option volume will not increase at this level, we basically talk about an overpriced market. It doesn't mean that we immediately go short or choose the opposite direction, but it's an indication that probably this trend is at an end. But right now, like I said, now the data is still calculating, and the important values we will receive around 4 p.m. So yeah, the market took the liquidity, and now we have the pullback to probably the VWAP. Now I'm still looking for price structures that we could draw, but right now we still have this uptrend. We don't have any serious price structures at the moment. We could say probably this high here and this. I will sometimes try to put this in from this level to the opening level as the range. We should find support here, but it's still weak. Let's wait a little bit what the market is doing. And like I said, we exactly hit the 105. If you're a scalper, 10, 15 ticks in the S, perfect trade, and very clear to see this trade in Bookmap. We saw the liquidity. The first liquidity at 02 was pulled out of the market, and then it hit the real liquidity at 105, and now we have the drop. If you only trade the chart, you cannot have this confirmation. Now probably a 15-minute chart we can talk about probably about reversal. Let's see how the market will end. If we continue to be strong above, let's say 5,100, we could talk about continue rising prices to the 110 and above level. But if we have a drop like below, if we close below 5,100, maybe we have a reversal back to the opening. Hi Robert, I only trade CES, but I want to start trading CL2 since the volatility on the S can sometimes be pretty dull. Any advice on things I watch out for the trading CL compared to S? Yeah, definitely. I love to trade the CL, I mean, and I totally agree with you on that point that the S&P is sometimes very dull or boring. Yeah, basically, these are two different markets, yeah. First of all, you have to consider the news for oil inventories, for example, to have this on your focus. For me, I like to trade really short short-term trades. I'm testing right now different things like the AVWAP. The CL works very well with anchored VWAPs. We can look on the chart, and this in any time frame. Much better than the ES in my point of view. And you can trade this really on a 1 minute chart. If you look out for lows, yeah, now I have a lot of VWAPs in here, probably sometimes confusing this view, but I have my own system in it. And you can see many times points where the market really drops just here. Here on certain VWAPs, yeah, here, well, even a pullback you can trade. Here, here, here. These are trades with a low risk. I can tell you I just use a stop of 8 ticks in the CL with a profit target of 12 to 15 ticks. I'm really only scalping this market. But you can also easily use longer trends. For me, I'm considering this with a second contract that I'm buying, so that I will enter the market with 2 contracts. The first one I will take out when I reach 12 ticks profit, and the second one I will let it run until it hits either my profit target or my stop loss. So for example, if you have moves like this here in the ES, it's now a nice example. We went to the liquidity, we have this market sweep, we could say, above. I would simply take with the new Bookmap tool the anchored VWAP on the top here, create anchored VWAP. Takes some time to load. And then we have a reverse pattern. What I want to see is that we create some sort of vacuum, or for me black zone. I put the VWAP on the high, the market turns around, and we have here this empty zone. Now the market makes a retest to the VWAP, and that would be my short scenario. 8 ticks stop, profit 12 ticks. Again, market comes here to the VWAP, and then basically after a while, if the market makes the move, we have this sell off. Yeah, and again, then I already take my profit. I have my 12 or 13 or 14 ticks profit, where I continue sometimes expanding the TP. It's a very time consuming strategy. We can also put the anchored VWAP here. You must be focused. Yeah, sit in front of the computer. Always put on the VWAP and start trading. VWAP on the low. Market makes a new a pullback, and then we have this empty zone. Yeah, I call it really vacuum, black zone. There's no liquidity. It means for me the market is moving away from the VWAP, and then the market will always come back to the VWAP. So I would place my order exactly 1 tick above the VWAP, get into the market, and we have the other move again, 12 ticks, no problem, you can take it. So you have a risk to reward ratio from 1 to 1.5. Basically my hit rate, my winning rate is around 50 to 60%. So that means at the end of the day you still make profit. Yeah, that's pure mathematics, but you have to sit in front of it. I'm trying to improve the strategy with different tools like Market Pulse or iceberg stops and iceberg orders. I haven't found the final solution yet. Yeah, it was an idea out of my German-speaking trading community, so I started to implement this. I registered some prop trading accounts and trading this now day in and day out. During the day, in the morning time, European time, yeah, it's nighttime US, or simply the main trading hours. I think the main trading hours are better for me, but it's an interesting market. You can always, for scalping, your 10, 12, 20 ticks are easily made. And somehow this market really reacts very, very exact to anchored VWAPs. Since we have that tool in Here in Bookmap, it's a game changer. But I have to say it's still a beta version, and I always get reminded of that. It's not for production use yet because it creates some trouble with the core Bookmap code. I have to say that. But right now for me it works quite well. Yeah, very simple AC. You just wait until the market makes a high or a low. You enter the anchored VWAP and you see that the market will go away from the VWAP and then you trade the retest. And basically you take the second jump and you're in and out. And if you want to consider the big picture of it, you draw a 1 minute or 3 minute chart there. You have the longer term VWAPs, you sign them in, you draw them in, and you get turnaround points. Yeah, or like here, the major zones on a 15-minute chart. Here above, then you even have the chance to take bigger trades. We know we have a huge resistance here. Let's say if you have a 4-hour chart, we have a high, third high. So that the market will simply run through this area of 79 won't happen. So if I see this intraday that the market will go into this direction, then I know I have a potential turnaround and I can take much bigger trades. I would wait that the market is there, draw my anchored VWAP at the highs, then simply ride on the sell-off. Yeah. And really it works great on a 1 minute chart. But the big advantage in Bookmap is you get a much better entrance. Yeah, you see the price levels, the tick chart much clearer, that you can get actually in that area already on the downtrend. If I have a 1 minute chart here, probably I would get here or here an entrance. Is okay, don't misunderstand me. But with Bookmap data, and if you are always in it, you can get much more accurate and faster entrance. Like also here above here, example MCL. Here I put in the anchored VWAP. The market created these little zones, vacuum zones, and suck short here. Yeah. Then you have a little bit patience and we wait for this level. Got it. Just try to experimentate with it. Or we have this very nice, this low, this sell off. Yeah, this is what I want to see. Takes liquidity. I will add the anchored VWAP here. And probably we see this empty zone, and I could start to look for an entrance here. At 40, let's say 78.40, market only goes down to 78.36. So 4 ticks, it's all in my comfort zone. Yeah. And then just let it rock. Well, and you're out. But you can see here sometimes when I pull my orders, you really have to sit in front of the computer and push. It's a real example from today. I was following the VWAP from this low. Yeah, never got an entrance here. Zack. And then I went in here and out there. So here I finally got the touch. Sometimes you have to be patient and then very quick you're out of the trade. But you must have some nerves and some patience to wait. Also here again you see just hit this VWAP. Sometimes you really have 2 or 3 losing trades in a row, but you still have to continue to simply trade this KISS, keep it simple, stupid setup. And you will make your money, even if you only have a win rate of 50%. You're still profitable. I like that very much, and but it's time consuming. So if you have nothing else to do during the day, So, oh, cool. Very fast today. And well, similar here, what I also really enjoy trading in the ES is simply the VWAP itself is already somehow a little bit messed up, yeah. You need really special movements in the ES to trade it, but the extension bands, yeah, the standard deviations, like we can see, they actually work quite well as either trend confirmation zones or as yeah, resistance point. So what is the ES? Saying exactly we hit this level 5105, perfect trade, and now we have to see. We see, what did we say on the 15-minute chart? Yeah, we have exhausted top, I would call it. It for me right now it's a little bit, it doesn't look like we would hit soon a new high. Maybe a correction to the opening price, and then we see if we can actually trade a gap close. Yeah, perfect or huge entrance points for me, definitely. Yeah, gap close around 82.082 in the ES. Where I would take a trade today, really, my first idea, trading idea was here, yeah. Before market opening, we saw the liquidity, and I said if the market will go to this movement, we probably will have an exhaustion. Exactly, this is happening. That's a good entrance for, yeah, at least 15 to 20 ticks. Now the second idea that I had, or that I still have, is simply the gap close, yeah, here on below here. If the market would close this gap, I would look for a long entrance here, and probably maybe take the run if we break the low, that we probably they can take a trade on the way down to the gap close. To look for longs in this area, I'm careful because we have too many resistances, yeah, in this area, too many highs. It's up to 112, 113. I don't like to buy these sort of breakouts. It's not my trading style, I have to say that. Again, the volatility index down 3%. It's really, yeah. There's no fear in the market. That probably would show us that we still can take new all-time highs. Again, the market is moving back to, yeah, back to the standard deviation. Now you can see if the market really has a breakout sign, yeah, these standard deviations, they had to spike up and this one to spike down. But now we don't have this volatility here, liquidity, or this power. What we can see is now the first market structure. Yeah, simply this, this structure here, and we see the market try to test it. We make always newer, lower highs, so to say, and the major structure is simply here. Or probably if we cannot pass these standard deviation, we will fall back to the lower standard deviation at around 1500. But these are only what, 8, 10, 12 ticks. It's very narrow range at the moment. Yeah, if you have further questions, just ask, about anything. And don't forget to put some likes here on Bookmap. Still have to pull in some drinks. Always must drink a lot of, my 2 or 3 liters of water. Yeah, and again, the market is rotating back into this price structure, and we are trading between these 2 standard deviations of the VWAP. Let's have a short look at Bitcoin. Yeah, 64K already touched again. Like I said, it's a matter of time that we hit the all-time highs. Luckily, I can say that I started to buy Bitcoin again at around 17, 18K. And Ethereum, so I'm quite a lucky guy. I did not expect this move so fast, I really have to say. One of my other favorite tokens is Render, RNDR. They are offering trading computer resources for artificial intelligence and for the metaverse. Actually, it started with the metaverse. That if you buy this token, you can get processing power to render your graphic design and so on. Great idea, Apple. Everyone invested, and yeah, this year it rose from like 50 cents to $7, $8. We are on new all-time high. $8 was cracked a couple days ago, and if we look at Bookmap, yeah, well, liquidity is at $10. So buy and hold and get lucky. So the SPY still no information here. What's the gap? 509 to 507. Also here's this simply the range for the moment. NQ similar. That's the wrong NQ. This is the correct NQ. Liquidity shifting a little bit upward from 70 to 72.5. Why they shifted from here to there, I cannot tell you that either. Probably it's exactly above the high. Euro US dollar, also quiet. I did a trade in Euro US dollar today, but I don't trade the futures. Mostly I trade Euro US dollar spot. Very nice market to trade, to just short the highs, buy the lows. Don't be too greedy. Take your 10 pips. This is like from 85 to something like 86, 80, like from 60 to 50. These sort of ranges, yeah, they are very nice to take. This is basically the movement that the ES or the Euro US dollar is doing, that are very, how to say, reliable income sources. And again, any new out should. The problem is sometimes there are too many VWAPs. Yeah, I can hide them, take them out. That's the official one. If we could delete them would also be good, but yeah, that is one of the promising tools. So now we have another break out. If we, let's say, these are the movements that I like to take in this strategy. You know, if you take a anchored VWAP here, yeah, same thing. Okay, moving up, moving down. Probably here I wouldn't have gotten an entrance, but at this area, but the market, yeah, made the expected move. And now probably you can also understand why I only looking for 12, 13 ticks in this market, because that's the normal algorithmic reaction from the computer programs, I would say, when they start to initiate buying. It's the beginning, yeah, and then okay, retest to the VWAP, and then the market will start the second buying process, and yeah, will move into my direction, and this is what I want. And again, the ES is still in that range between these two standard deviations. Oh. Now I can still draw the initial balance high and low. We take the low, that is at the opening, and we have the initial balance high. And we have simply a difference from, let's say 2.5 points, and again another 2.5 points, 5 points from 97 to 0550, 25. So that is a very, very narrow initial balance. Basically 5, 7, 3 and 5, 8, below 10 points. Yeah, like I said before, initial balance below 10 points can point to a breakout the second half of the day. We don't know if the breakout will go to new all-time highs or to make a gap close. I will prefer the gap close, because then I have a nice entrance point at, yeah, what we said here at around 81. That would be a nice trade. Now the initial balance high and low, you can follow this up during the day. This will always be important resistant and support zones. New liquidity is coming up below at 5 by 110. And we can see just above the standard deviations, selling orders coming into the market, sell limit orders. This market is being put into this range, yeah. around the VWAP. Now we just have to wait for the breakout. Yeah, no, we already passed 1 hour. So who wants to be part of my English newsletter can do this. You find me on X, yeah, with Robert Rother. Simply search for my name, subscribe me, and well, click on this link, and you will be part of my newsletter. I will start an English-speaking community soon, and you can get insights of me. 30 years, almost 30 years of trading the stocks. Run a hedge fund with $100 million under management, and also can tell a lot about prison life in China. I spent there 7 years and 7 months. And also, if you want to get updates about a community meeting in New York City together, and most likely also together with Bookmap, we raised this topic. I would like to get to know all of you. It's a huge difference, to get somebody personally to know, to exchange ideas. I do this with my trading community in Germany at least once a year. We are going to meet in November on an island, and there are always 40 to 50 traders, and they're coming now every year. This year will be the 4th event. It's always a huge pleasure. We're just being together, eating, drinking, having a good time, and exchanging ideas about trading, investment, and all things about life. Yeah, I would be happy to see you in my newsletter, and then I would end this session today. Like I said, nothing is happening here. If you have further questions about my CL strategy or any other market, you can ask me anytime on Discord. And I would happy to be of your assistance. So have a good day, and let me know about your results. AC, if you try to implement this strategy in CL, let me know how it works. I always like feedback, because feedback also can improve my personal trading. I'm always into observing, checking, and experimenting. This is how we survive. I always oh no, now we have a little sell-off. Okay, I always will remind you the time of the floor traders, when they all started to die out. There is this movie on YouTube called Flawed. I think everybody should be careful about the time with artificial intelligence, so be ready to adapt, and always be open-minded. I still know the time when I placed my orders through the phone to the CME. And I know there's also another trader here from Bookmap, Scott Pulcini. I think he was on the floor. He can also, I believe, tell many stories about that. And also about the change from not being a floor trader anymore to being an online trader. And soon we will face this, or to be AI trader. I really don't know yet, but just keep that in mind. So then I would say have a great weekend. Best greetings to you all, and we see each other next Thursday for another session. So bye.